Okay, good morning and welcome to Mishna Yomi. Today's Mishnah is Terumos Perek Yud, Mishnah Tess, and Mishnah Yud. Mishnah Tess says Chagavim Tmeim. Back to pickling things. Grasshoppers. I actually saw a video on YouTube. Rav Hershel Schachter from YU. I think he's in Israel now, or maybe he's not left. I don't know. He's NCSY Kolal, summer program in Israel for modern Orthodox kids who want to become a little more frum. So they actually had a video of him. He comes there for a couple weeks, I think, and they gave him grasshoppers to eat from Nasan Slifkin, Paskin, these Chagavim are kosher. Because generally certain grasshoppers are kosher, the Gemara isn't fluent. So they gave him fried grasshoppers to eat. And he made a bracha. He was mostly them in the bracha. Shakol Nia B'dvaro. It was funny, when he took the Chagavim to eat, I think he made a bracha and then it fell out of his hand. He picked it back up. Not only was it a grasshopper, it was on the floor. He ate it. I think he said, like, oh, it doesn't taste so good. Of course it doesn't taste good. It's a grasshopper. It was a funny video. I don't know where the guy got this video from. And then all the other guys started eating it. And the guy asked him, he motzi him in his bracha. Like this was like, he was like the Masada Kedushin over here, you know. He's making brachas on grasshoppers. But, you know what? The Mishnah talks about grasshoppers because, like this Mishnah says, maybe the way to eat it is pickling, not frying. That's what it's talking about. You have grasshoppers which are not kosher. You pickle them in brine, right? With kosher grasshoppers, lo pasul asiram. The tmeim ones don't passel the actual brine. He Rabbi Sadok al sir chagavim tmeim shutar. Even if you just pickled non-kosher grasshoppers in brine and you took them out, the water is tor. The reason is because they don't really have blood. This is what the Rav explains. They don't really have blood, grasshoppers, if you didn't know that. So that's pretty good. At least you're not eating blood when you're eating grasshoppers. You're just eating grasshoppers. Hopefully not going to jump into your stomach. When they get into your stomach, start jumping around. So the Chagam Tmeim, you have Chagam Tmeim and Chagam Torim. So the Tmeim, there's no blood there. So it doesn't, there's no Nesinas Tam. That's basically the idea. There's no Nesinas Tam. If you have blood, you have something stirring inside of you, it gives it Nesinas Tam. Here, it doesn't matter. There's no Nesinas Tam in the water. So therefore, even though, like we said before, on the exterior of a yarek or vegetable, they involve mushroom. But when it comes to the interior, here the water is part of the water. Still, it doesn't give Tam. That's probably the reason. Anything besides olives we talked about, which if they're smashed, they give off taste, they give off Tam. But if they're whole, mutarim. Ella ima chasis. Chasis literally means lettuce, but the Rav says it includes 4 basic vegetables. Shum, which is garlic. Veluf. I looked this up. There's actually a plant called lufa. It looks like a zucchini a little bit, like a cucumber, a zucchini. The reason it's called a luf is because there's a word loofah sponge. I actually use a loofah sponge in taking a shower. If you know what a loofah sponge is, the reason it's called a loofah sponge is based on loofah vegetable, because it's very absorbent. When you cut it up, it's very it's like a sponge inside. You know, you pour liquid onto it, it'll cut up zucchini or it's a cut up loofah. It'll absorb the liquids very well. It'll become mushy inside. So it's like a loofah. That's loofah batzels, an onion, karsi. I didn't look up yet. I don't know. Fenugreek. I don't know what that is. Karsi. Anyway, these are all called chasis. These are all included in lettuce. They're types of lettuce. The reason they're types of lettuce is because lettuce, as you know, is very absorbent. It absorbs all these things. And an onion gives off a sharp taste, but also is very absorbent. And the same thing with garlic. Gives off a strong taste and it's very absorbent. So therefore, they're mutarim el ima chasis. Except chasis. What's halacha like chasis? These 4 vegetables. Chasis shal chulin, im chasis shal truma. Let's say you pickled. We'll use lufa because you know it's fun to talk about lufa vegetable. Lufa vegetable of chulin im chasis shal truma, with lufa vegetable of truma. Yarok shal chulin im chasis shal truma. Or even if it was a regular vegetable, not lufa. Let's say a cucumber, right, of truma im chasis shal truma. With a lufa cucumber of truma, aser. It's aser. The reason being is that even though it's whole, we're not talking about where it's damaged, like by olives. It gives off, like onions, give a very sharp taste. And lufa, because it's absorbent, it gives off a very strong taste into the water. And it'll be absorbed even by the bell pepper or the cucumber. However, when it comes to chas shel chulin and yarek shel truma, when it's whole, it doesn't really give nesinas tam. We mentioned by zaysim when they're cut open, so then they give nesinas tam. But a regular vegetable, if it's whole, it's not giving a nesinas tam. And even though you have a chas shel chulin, which is very absorbent, it doesn't make a difference because there's no nesinas tam of the truma, so it wouldn't penetrate the chassis. However, if the truma was chassis, even though the yarek is chulin, since not only absorbs a lot, but kabolo kachpolto, it also emits a very strong taste in sinas tam, so it would penetrate even a yarek, which is whole presumably. That's the halacha over here. See you in our Mishna. We'll discuss this further. Bye.